Hello and welcome to our channel where we'll be discussing everything real estate. Today's topic is going to be on why you want to use a local agent. Let's start with a few alternatives to your standard local agent. The first one that's become popular recently are discount agents. Seems great, a lot of people want to save money on the commissions. The issue is that one of the things that you don't realize is you still are probably going to have to pay 3% to your standard buyer's agent. Whether you like it or not, a lot of agents are going to dismiss properties where they're going to get less than whatever the standard is for that area, which means that you're potentially going to get fewer showings. And right there, that's going to lose you money because now your demand for that property is lower. So another potential option or an alternative is the for sale by owner model, which is incredibly enticing to a lot of people because now you don't have to pay an agent, or at least the listing agent. With that, the majority of buyers are still going to probably come with their buyer's agent. And so somebody's going to have to pay them. A lot of for sale by owners say that that buyer is going to have to pay that agent. The issue with that is that now those buyers are going to take that from their offer price. So you're going to lose the money either way, most likely. With that, an agent, this is their job. They have worked in that local market for the most part for several years, probably lived there even longer than that. They're going to know the local laws and ordinances. They're going to have a firm understanding of how long it's going to take for a property to sell in that certain market, what a good price is, potentially how to drive that into a multiple offer situation to get you over what your asking price is, and then also how to understand just the contracts in general, because your standard contract is not going to be just offer price and closing cost. It's quite a few different things in there that people are going to miss. It's a 19-page document that agents have been trained with and they've worked with for years and years and years, and there's tons of other options to back out of a contract, other addendums, things like that for other property that's going to convey. So there's just a lot that goes into it that I think people don't necessarily understand. And the other thing is just thinking that all agents are the same. Your agent that just got out of school, they just got their license and they want to go list your house. Sure, they can tell you that your house is going to be worth $20,000 more than another agent, but did they do their proper comps? Are you getting your price off of Zillow? How are you actually pricing this house? Because if you leave your house on the market for longer than average, now people start thinking, okay, what's wrong with that property? What repairs are we going to already need to do in this property? And so the interest is going to decline as that house stays on the market. So it's not all just about finding somebody to put it on the market or putting it on the market yourself. There's a lot to do with getting it at a price that it's going to sell in a reasonable amount of time so that you don't start losing interest, because then you just chase the market down and people start lowballing offers, and you're not going to be able to get those multiple offer situations or anything like that where you're going to get real value from that property. What are the positives of having an actual agent? I know that I've kind of touched on those while I was going through the alternatives. The first thing is that you're going to get that solid market analysis where somebody's going to show you real comparable properties for your property, and then give you a good timeline. They're going to have done the market analysis. They'll even potentially know what new developments are coming up in that area, and if you can use that to push new buyers over there. If there's a new middle school or something like that popping up in your area in the next year, they already know that property prices are going to go up, so they need to buy now. With that, they're also going to know those local ordinances and everything. So if you have to do certain repairs, or if you've done repairs, if you've opened up the wall and you've touched wiring, or you've done anything that is going to go against the building code, once you go through title, if that inspector or anything is, if anybody finds that out, now you could be out, a couple tens of thousands potentially, because some states and actually a lot of areas have ordinances where if you start doing certain repairs, now you've got to upgrade the entire house to get it up to code. And that's a big deal, especially with your 70s, 80s houses and below that even. And then the other thing too is just staging. What are people looking for in a property? A a lot of times a seller is going to be emotionally attached to their property, and so that limits the ability to think outside of the box in terms of getting the best deal for the property, because now you're adding, you know, some emotional attachments. If somebody wants you to repair a certain thing or replace something that maybe you thought was amazing, but it's a very unique taste, that's going to eliminate a lot of clients from that market, and it's going to decrease your demand, and with that, the property value is going to decrease, or at least what it's going to sell for, or the amount of time it's going to stay on the market. So your local agent is going to know all of that information. And that's, you know, honestly, for the most part, you're going to be able to get well over that 3% that you're going to pay them, just so that they'll list your property and give you that information. With that, with us, we do a lot of outside advertisement outside of, you know, just posting it on the MLS like a lot of agents will do. So you're going to get that that interest from areas that, you know, people may not have seen it originally. And that's going through functions that, you know, we know where people are going to look at properties, and we know how to work those advertisements via, you know, Facebook, Zillow, whatever you want to do, videos like this that people are going to check out. And so we just have that client base already so that we can get your property in front of potential buyers that, you know, a normal for sale by owner or a discount agent or an out-of-state agent will probably not have. And so the other thing too is that a lot of people think, you know, their agent is going to get them to the closing table, they're going to pick up their commission, and they're out. We don't work that way. You know, once I have a client, I am with them for as long as they want to tolerate me. So I always make sure that I'm updating my clients on other local tax exemptions or anything like that. I help them with their tax protests years following. And I'll actually go into that in another video in terms of different appraisal prices for your taxes, your you know, a refinance, or even just reselling your home later on. And then, you know, we'll keep you updated on things that are happening in the community. Another thing is house repairs. I mean, like I said, we've been in this area for quite a while, and we're working on real estate constantly. So if you need an HVAC guy, I've got somebody for you. If you want somebody to, you know, help you do some remodeling on the home, like, we can help you with that. And we've got contractors that we've already vetted, and we've made sure that they give quality work and a fair price, so you don't have to go through all of that legwork yourself. And then another thing that I always talk to my clients about, especially when they want to do home warranties and stuff like that, I mean, just like insurance, your home warranty companies are going to want to get out of, you know, whatever they can. And so they're not going to want to pay to repair whatever appliance is broke or anything like that. And they know that if they say no to you or they give you the runaround, maybe that's $500 or so a year that they're going to lose. With that, I can give them a call. I work dozens of contracts, you know, every couple of months. So that's now a couple $1,000s that they're losing monthly, as opposed to, you know, a couple $100 a year. So I have a little bit more pull with companies like that. And that's another benefit of using your agent, is making sure that, you know, your property is maintained throughout the time you own it. And then even when you do decide to resale, if you're looking to do repairs, you know, or you're renting it out or something like that, we have a good idea on what is going to help you maximize that value, so that you don't just waste money on, you know, unnecessary repairs that's not going to be able to increase your rent or be able to increase your property value when you sell. The last thing about using a local agent is that anything that we do that is going to be to your benefit is going to help us as well. You know, it's going to help grow the community. We're going to be able to drive business and improve property values, and, you know, just continually increase the value of this community. With that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you learned something as well. To continue learning more about real estate, you know, especially those subjects that aren't often covered, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, follow my personal page or the Sunburst Realty page. We'll be posting on both of those. And then we'll be updating weekly, so if you have anything that you want us to discuss, feel free to leave a comment below, send us a personal message. We'll make sure to get back to you, and hopefully we can get that covered pretty soon. Thank you.